This is Huey from Tea Time Tabletop Games. This is an instruction video for Murder Mystery Getaway. Set up the play area by arranging the big cards or play mats and the lock cards. Shuffle the suspect cards and deal them to each player face down. The card on the right is the killer. Don't let anybody see your suspect card, especially if you're the killer. Gather the morning, noon, and night clues. Shuffle each deck and deal 2 cards to each player from each deck face down. Shuffle the item clues and deal 3 to each player face down. Deal 2 missing clues to each player face down. Each player selects 5 cards to keep in their hand. The killer and the innocent suspects have different rules for which cards they can keep. The innocent suspects need to have 1 morning, 1 noon, and 1 evening clue, along with 2 items. The 2 items should match the time clues if possible. The killer needs to have 2 missing clues and any 3 other clues. Notice, the killer's hand is only either missing clues or mismatched clues. This will help the innocent players figure out who is the killer or help the killer frame an innocent player. The game is divided into rounds. At the beginning of each round, the first player picks a task. The innocent suspects try to accomplish the task. The killer may try to get in their way. If the task is complete after each player has taken an action, receive the reward, otherwise receive the failure. The first player of the next round is clockwise of the current first player. During each round, the players each take an action, starting from the first player. They may either investigate, lock or unlock a room, or accuse another player. To investigate, draw 2 cards out of the investigate pile. The result of the draw is different depending if the player is the killer. Innocent players can only play the alibi card if they draw 2. Otherwise, they must play another card in their hand. The killer can play any card from their hand. In the draw at the top, the innocent players can play the alibi card. If they draw the cards on the bottom, they must play the plant clue card. On the other hand, the killer can play either the plant clue card or the alibi card. It's useful to remember that the killer can play either card in this case. To lock a room, place a lock card on top of the room. To unlock a room, remove the lock card. The left room is locked, the right room is unlocked. It's useful to remember that some cards require a room to be unlocked to look at the clues. Any player with no cards in their hand may accuse another player. The accused player must show a clue from their hand. If they cannot, they must show their suspect card. If the clue that they show is a missing clue, they must show their suspect card. The task card, Chase the Killer, allows a player to accuse without having an empty hand. Once a suspect card is revealed, the game is over. If the suspect is innocent, then the killer won. If the suspect is the killer, then the innocent players won. Let's run through an example round. In this case, the killer on the right is the first player, and they have chosen the task at the top of the board. The task is the Connect the Clues task. If the players manage to place 1 clue in any room, then they get the reward. Shuffle the clues in 1 unlocked room and reveal 1. Otherwise, they follow through with the failure, moving 1 clue from any unlocked room into the first player's hand. The first player in this case is the killer, and their hand is shown. The killer chooses to investigate by drawing 2 investigate cards. They draw 1 hide clue card and 1 alibi card. The killer can ignore the hide clue card and play the alibi card. The killer, following their alibi card, has decided to put their missing clue card in the gym. The next player, an innocent suspect, realizes that the task has been satisfied and they will receive the reward. They decide to lock a room. The last innocent player wants to rush towards making accusations. They decide to investigate and draw 2 alibi cards. This allows them to put 1 of their clues into a room. They cannot place the knife into the kitchen because the kitchen is locked. So they decide to place their pool evening clue into the pool. At the end of the round, the players check the task card for the reward and failure. In this case, the task was satisfied during the first action. so the players receive the reward. One clue in one unlocked room will be revealed. The first player decides which clue to reveal. In this case, the first player is the killer, and they do not want to reveal their own missing clue. So they reveal the clue in the pool. Remember, players can't see each other's clues. The second player suspects that the last player is not the killer, but cannot rule it out. Now, the player to the left of the previous first player will pick a task, and a new round will begin. Check out the description for a link to our Kickstarter campaign.